It's only up from there.
There you go.
Or maybe further down. You know, maybe they turn into moles or something. Just but hey, you know, speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and see if the Wings are out today because the Valiant Los Angeles are going to the stage. Oh, we have it here. Real tough start for him. I thought they were going to take the hand away at the last second there on the left. That would have been too cruel.
Insult to injury there. You see Kareem played flex support a lot last year, has gone over more to a DPS-centric role. There's some questions about his play, but the man who replaced him in Izayaki has been the bright spot for this Valiant team, one of the best Zenyatas in the league, so they're going to have to rely on him a great deal going forward. I still think it's one of the better tank lines in the league in Space and Fate. They were great last year, but it's just all about getting the coordination down. They seem to be doing the same thing over and over, definition of insanity. I wouldn't mind seeing them switch some things up.
Just throw haymakers, man, and hope that something connects at this point because they are now going to face this team, the Guangzhou Charge.
A tepid reception here in Los Angeles for the team playing the Valiant, but meeting the Charge out there was happy. I think he's still one of the best widows in the league, though we don't see that hero very often. No. His Zen has been, Zarya has been good. Now, this is a team that their record is not great, but they've had to play some tough teams. Remember, this is a team that took the Vancouver Titans to stage 3 of map 5, final second self-destruct and lost it. So they can hang with the big boys for sure.
Yeah, the Titans, just put into perspective, they're sitting number 2 right now in the standings in the league. They're right behind the New York Excel, who are undefeated. So, I mean, Titans definitely not a team to be messed with. And the Charge, you are sometimes wondering, right? They have shown that they're capable. They've also shown that they're capable of having some weaknesses as well that they still need to iron out.
They do have a few issues here, but I think they've just got really good players all over the place. Shu is an emerging star, so the Zenyatta battle is going to be really interesting. He will even play Ana as well. Hatpa, a former flex tag, has been playing a lot of Tracer too. Rio plays both Hammond, Winston, and Reinhardt at a high level, and you know, Happy is the wild card, can play hate scan heroes, but also has a decent Zarya. So I think this team is really strong, but we'll see how they do today against a floundering Valiant team.
Yes, the Valiant. I mean, it could be one of those games where the Charge just get to keep building on what they've already got going, right? You know, if they know what the Valiant are going to be throwing at them, it's like, right, okay, let's focus on our game. I mean, we keep hitting this, and we were hitting it in the match earlier. It really is the theme of the season, you know, Zarya's, right? It's like, okay, yeah, you're putting your Tracer, your Widow over on Zarya. Right. They have the sick aim, but Zarya really is proving to be the linchpin of most of these teams, these lineups.
If you don't have a good Zarya, you're going to really struggle running 3-3. And we saw Godsby actually emerge in the last match for the Spark as a very good Zarya. Hadn't had that great of a year so far on it, but we're going to have to see that from Happy and maybe Kareev on the other side.
So these are our maps to kick things off. A little bit of a change here, not Busan. We're going to go to Ilios, presented by Toyota. The map set, all 4 of them will be played through. So Ilios to kick things off in Kings Row before halftime.
Ilios, the home of great environmental death maps. They had a perfectly good map. They said, hey, what if we just put a hole right in the middle here? And I love it.
And called it the murder hole.
Yeah, the murder hole, the murder chasm, the pit of despair, however you want to name it, that is it. And I think yesterday when we saw this map, there was a record of how many people went into the hole. There was an Orisa pulling people in. Everyone's getting in there. It's a fun map to watch. A little bit of the Ilios.
Exactly. As far as the lineups are concerned, at a gander, it's looking like we're going to get the Winston variation of 3-3. Bit more mobility, bit more cleave. Hey, maybe punch some people into the murder hole as well. So we'll see how that goes. Rio taking point right now for the Charge. Yeah. You can just see, look at that cleave. It's
just
bonkers.
52% on Primal already. My goodness.
Fate is nowhere near. Fate needs to get his head in the game here, man. He needs to start cleaving some people too because Rio's already up to 60%. And just climbing. This guy's going to have Primal for the first real team fight.
Able to take down space early too, so they're in trouble already. Knocked into the hole, jumping back out is Fate, but there's really nothing notable to say here except that Rio is just chunking him down on Winston. Already has Primal Rage up, and that was about it. They just sat in the doorway, let him do whatever he wanted. Eileen's near rally. Happy is at 80% of Graviton, so completely one-sided in favor of the Charge right out the gate.
Yeah, Shu hits the ground running as well. 2 final blows to his name, and that is the Zenyatta. And we've seen just how important the Zenyatas are right now in this current matchup as well with the Discord Orbs and the headshots. Well, we saw that with Neko earlier. He got MVP in his match.
Yeah, Shu has the 3rd highest hero damage on Zenyatta in the entire league.
There you go. There you go. The man that knows how to do damage. And already we've got Rio just going Primal. Sees red, trying to paint the walls red too. Gets him pinned in the corner, but that Zarya bubble is going to keep that player alive.
Char's down now. He realizes he needs another primal. Just goes in right for the cleave right away. Gets a little bit low. He's got support of his team. You got to be careful not to go too far as they get grabbed.
He's getting great support, though, and the grab is going to go through here. Bringing him in, and it's Char getting both kills. So, Charge, man, they've really hit the ground running. Yeah, they're looking good.
Hoppa's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to get DMAX, so a bit of an overcommittal as they lost Eileen in there and Hoppa, unable to get out on time. Now the Valiant have a window to attack when they were going to have the advantage.
We'll have the Diva. Ooh, Izayaki. No, Fate.
Yeah, Charge is just going to give it up. Maybe. They might just dance over here with the Winston. Now they're going. Char goes down, though.
Man, there's nothing worse than a surprise sneeze. Okay. All of a sudden, it's like, well, there we go. And yep, look at him go. Fate just looking for the cleave again, and it will be a flip for the Valiant. 72% and counting for the Charge.
It is one part of the Charge's game that I'd like to see them clean up. Just know when you've lost a fight and disengage. There was almost no reason to go in there with the sound barrier and try to solo it as Chara. He had a couple of teammates with him, but it's just a situation where save it for the next fight. You're at 72%, so it can be questionable at times. It's not the first time it's happened either.
There's a replay. Goes for the sound.
Does not even break it down.
Get it off.
Even had it come off, it's still not ideal. Anyway, Primal Rage is going to happen yet again for Rio. He's building it very quickly. He's got to find his way into the Transcendence, though. He's getting low. Gets top back up to that 1,000 HP.
Oh, buddy, the focus fire on him, though, drops so low. Still surviving, though, thanks to the leap. He's able to get out of harm's way. Just got to play those angles.
Kareev just donated a Graviton Surge to the Human Fund right into the defense matrix of Hotba. And now that one does not get eaten by the other side. The Charge are going to win this team fight very likely and will take back the point.
Looking at it, exactly. And now they're really priming themselves here for a lead in this best of three in this first map of the series. Googie not even able to just kind of dance around in the murder hole. He's just already out. So the Charge looking solid. The Valiant still trying to piece things together here.
Yeah, Charge don't have a ton to work with here on their side of things. Just that, well, I mean, they're going to have 2 support ultimates, which is just good enough, especially when you're in a defensive posture here. They're actually going to initiate with a sound barrier, get after it, and try to keep the Valiant from even touching the point. Transcendencing all around, trying to get everybody healed up, topped up, but Valiant need to find kills and find a fight win and at least touch the point.
They got half the kills so far of the Charge. Definitely a bit of a one-sided affair. And the Charge looking for the juggle. Rio not willing, and now he's looking for it. He's nearly got it, and there it is. Finally, the kill on Izayaki takes him out. Another grab gets eaten by Hotba.
It is not Kareev's home hero. We know that. He's kind of struggling to adapt to the Zarya role. And it's been an issue so far for the Los Angeles Valiant as the Charge will take stage 1 of Ilios.
All smiles on the Charge. Everything going according to plan as far as they're concerned. 19 final blows versus 9 for the Valiant.
I mean, it's just Kareev had high energy that game. 66 average energy compared to Happy's 59. But Happy did 5,000 more damage than Kareev did. 15,000 to 10,000. That is a significant number.
Some would say that it is a big deal. It is a lot. Well, we're getting a bit of a replay here of Hotba, the man of many talents. We've already seen some crazy performances from him so far to kick off this 2019 season.
I mean, 2 Gravitons negated in a single stage. That's stage winning. How are you going to come back for that? Especially in this meta where Graviton is such an important ultimate ability to be able to combo or just fights with.
We saw it earlier with the Defiant. They were so good at setting up that ult wombo. And well, they are going to be moving now into the Lighthouse. Is Moira on the server? No, she is not. No Moira. We're still in the Winston. Although on the Charge side, they've got the Rhine. So change of strategy here, perhaps. We'll see if they adapt as they go forward. Rhine is in position to cover for his team, though, dropping low Rio, but some great healing coming out on him, keeping him in this fight.
Yeah, I thought that was curtains for Rio right there. He got super isolated and pushed in, but as you mentioned, the great healing from his team comes in. He's able to get it. If you're going to run Rhine here, you want to be in control of the point first. Not going to happen. However, Rio's able to take down Izayaki, so time to go onto the point for the Charge.
Rio has got a bone to pick with Izayaki. I don't know if Izayaki owes him money or something, but dude, Rio just spots him across the room and goes straight forward. That is the second time at least. Rio still in this fight, though, getting bolstered up with the rally, and now the trance thrown in as well on Shu's side. Happy, gonna go ahead and take a look at the flagstones down there as Fate is just running amok right now. Fate with the individual plays to make the difference for his team. That was a big primal.
He's trying to do it by himself. Now they have to be careful because the Lucio's in on the point as well, but space goes down. Charge will take the flip of the point. It does seem like Valiant have called the retreat horn. We'll get back together. However, they're going to have a window where it's 6v4. Lucio's going back for the charge to try to bring his team in, so that means it's 6v3. Yes. And the Valiant are taking great advantage of this.
Yep. Perfect awareness there on the Valiant's part. They saw the window, used one ultimate there. That's the rally used by Agilities, and straight onto the point, and it should be theirs once again. So, super solid work here from the Valiant, at least on the second point, showing that they've still got some fight in them.
Just smart play, knowing that you're going to have the advantage, knowing the Lucio, of all things, is also going to leave, so you don't have to worry about environmental deaths that much. And they just take the 6v3. Charge are going to come back into it. They've got the combos up that they want. They've got Graviton, they've got Self-Destruct, they've got Earth Shatter.
See if they elect to use all three in this upcoming fight. Happy, getting all the energy. Grav gets thrown in, eaten again. And that's not going to go unmissed. That's 3 for 3 now. Hotba is on a tear right now, and Hotba with the 2. Takes out Agilities and Kuki. Izayaki, however, will be able to take down Rio, but this is still a charge fight.
I am without words. That's ridiculous. A third Graviton eaten on 2 stages of a control map. Hotba just has his number. Either that or he's the luckiest man on the planet. I'll look at replays and maybe have him buy me a lottery ticket if that's the case, because that is insanity.
Yeah, 3 ults negated so far.
So far, we're only halfway through the second stage of Ilios.
2 points into Ilios, and he's already gotten 3. I mean, that is really going to drive Kariv up the wall. Self-destruct goes in, used to initiate, into the corner, nobody dies. Sound barrier used by Chara to keep everybody beefy, and they are trying to get some focus in on Fate. Yeah, sure enough, Happy, Rio, they're working together. Fate and Kariv are dead for the Valiant. It is not looking good here for the hometown team.
It's getting rough here, but remember, they still are at 70%. They still have the lead technically percentage-wise, but the Charge are in control of the point. And now that rally's going to come out. Happy's got a Graviton ready to go, but now it's Valiant are backing up a little bit. A little disjointed here, trying to get rotations in.
Well, once again, they're going to get the ferry Rio back into this fight, along with Shu. So we have the trance. Now there's the grab. Gets thrown in and eaten. Well, that was a different argument.
Yeah,
but
it's a different argument. A little buggy there.
Threw me for a little loop there for a second. But there we go. At least we're seeing that they are capable. Space is capable of negating some grabs of his own.
100 energy here on Happy. He's just got the eraser tool out and erases Fate. Kuki's next. Now the self-destruct coming in for good measure, but finds nothing, and Shu's on a tear as well.
Shu is just rolling right now, 96% and counting the Valiant. Well, they pin them to the wall, but they'll only get to admire their work all the better from there because they will be picking up the win. The Charge take it in 2-0 and start off the series strong.
Yeah, I want to give some credit to Chara. We talked so much about the Zen, but he only died once on Lucio. Very important.
Sick plays from Chara. He even got in on the final blows as well. The guy's a monster. He's a full-service taxi. That's what's up. We're taking a break, and we'll come back for map 2.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into the second map here of the third series of the day. Doing math or counting, even counting.
Even counting on camera, a terrible idea.
But yeah, anything to do with numbers. But you know, hey, let's go ahead and take a look at some numbers then.
Dynamite
Why
segue.
Not exactly. You know, it's all about those numbers and facts, and that's the main thing here between these two players. Fairly even, apart from the
ultimates negated. 3 total ones negated for Hoppa. And you have to wonder, is it Hoppa playing really well? Is it Kareev playing kind of poorly? Is a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B usually ends up being the case. But you look at the eliminations he was in on, the self-destructs, you know, only 2-0, but I don't know. It's just that big number for me is ultimate negated. In a meta in which Graviton sets up everything, you can't throw away 3 of them.
Well, in a meta where D-Matrix can make or break the entire map, right? You know, it's just such a powerful ability. The ability to remove other abilities, including ultimates.
Yeah.
And that's so huge. If you're getting those negates, that's game changing, and that's exactly what we're seeing here from Hoppa.
And Hoppa's just mostly a Tracer main this year, so I mean to play that level of Diva is really of course he played Diva a lot last year as well, but has been playing Tracer on Busan. But a great game, great awareness.
And we do have a sub coming in as well. It's gonna be Kib for the charge. Eileen will be on the bench for this one. Yeah,
Kib has been a great addition to this team. A very international roster that they've assembled for Guangzhou. And yeah, I watched him in an interview the other day. Did you think you'd just be, you know, going to China to play Overwatch for boot camp? He's like, this is ridiculous. I think a lot of us in the Overwatch think are like, I never would have thought. I just never would have thought. This is bonkers. But we're going to be heading over to foggy London town as our next map is King's Row.
Yes, all of the rain. You see, the Brits, they sent us their rain today.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
That's the thing. Yesterday, today, it's just been rainy.
Yeah, move to LA, they said. The weather's great, they said, as I'm huddled under an umbrella yesterday.
Oh, you had an umbrella?
I brought an umbrella.
You brought an umbrella? All right.
I can't just put my shoulders up, you know?
Charge. Let's get into it. It's going to be 1-0 lead for the Charge. They will be starting on the defense as the home team, funnily enough, as the Valiant are on the away team. So they will be starting off on the offense. And, well, as far as the setup is concerned, let's take a look. Does Hoppa like to stay?
It's something that they've run before, and it can be very good on King's Row. Hoppa's Sombra, I feel, has been somewhat inconsistent. But when it's good, it's really good. When it's bad, he dies a little too often. The Valiant have chosen to attack first. That's the rule set here in the Overwatch League. The non-winning team from the previous map gets to choose the side for the next map.
So let's do this. That's right. Valiant, you guys need to do something that involves a W. So let's see. Are you capable? As Fate is just getting pummeled, he turns his back for a second and he gets dropped.
Yeah, Hoppa trying to put in a lot of pressure. He got hacks from the high ground, and he's just trying to farm up that ultimate, the EMP, to get going here. A slow, methodical push through the hotel for the Valiant. His offense and defense have switched sides now.
Yes, turns out the hotel is fully booked. Get out onto the point and, you know, get that payload moving. There is a good contest going through one at a time here on the Charge side. Nobody willing to overextend and doing a good job of sticking together as a killer unit. Whereas on the side of the Valiant, they are getting split up. That's not going to matter if Izayaki gets a headshot, though. Takes Hotba out of the fight, and that means no EMP anytime soon. Hotba does, he will be able to sprint back quickly. That's a big pick. They're not quite able to find it, though. Shu hangs on by a thread. His team is there to save him.
The thread is broken now as Shu falls. Rio soon to follow. It should be a clean-up fight for the Valiant, and you got to start building momentum off of your small moments. I know it's hard to think about as your team's 0-4, but win a fight, win a map, then look at the bigger picture. You can't be overwhelmed by your current record.
Space for a moment there. It looked like, oh yeah, we can win points in fights. For a second, I had a bit of a yes, in fact you can on the Valiant side. And look at this, just taking the fight to him. Shatter even thrown in for the stagger.
Well, Space has plenty of time to reflect as he's sitting alone on cart duty right now. Check his Twitter, probably tweeting at the moment. As they will push them all the way back to spawn. That is the opening salvo that the Los Angeles Valiant needed to get some momentum back on their side. 9-0 in terms of deaths.
Get some confidence. That's what you got to believe. You got to believe you're capable of it. And they certainly are. There are all the parts necessary. I just got to get them to work together here. Charge.
EMP's incoming, so
yeah, that's going to be the big thing.
It's the game between Sombra and Zenyatta. Can you bait out a Transcendence without using EMP? Can you Transcendence post-EMP? Appa's looking for him.
Yeah, they're on the hunt. He's trying to find Izayaki, but Izayaki's doing a good job of like hanging out on the edges.
Yeah. The Graviton does go in, grabs a bunch, but a nice response there. Counter grab incoming as well.
Got to win this fight now if you are the charge. Hotba still holding on to that EMP for what feels like an eternity. Space with the self-destruct. Hotba finally going to be moving through, straight into the mix, and gets it canceled. He decides to translocate out.
He was trying to bait out Transcend. Well, no, he couldn't have.
Yeah, this trans was used already,
yeah.
so I mean, trying to get some kind of play. Hotba wondering when he's going to go for it. There it is. Finally decides to go for the aggro play, but they've gotten so much progress on the Valiant side. It's taken forever to set this up for the charge.
Well, even though it wasn't the case there, that's something you'll see very often of a Sombra jumping in, decloaking, and bailing to try to bait out Transcendence, to bait out abilities, to bait out bubbles. And
you know what just happened?
Yeah, I know what just happened.
Oh, buddy. There we go. Stylish plays.
A little back cap.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
Hey, when things aren't going right, you know, resort to trickeration. Get on the cart. Back cap is a valid strategy.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a good punish. Charge getting put on notice. Hey, this isn't about kills. I mean, kills are involved. They're a big part, but payload, you got to keep your eye on the prize, and that's what's eventually going to win this map for the Valiant. Now they've got a chance to push it to the third point. They have a whole lot of time to work with as well.
Greaves had over 80% average energy this match, which is just ridiculous for Azaria, considering you start at 0. Now he's going to have Graviton up in this fight. See where he fires it in. Just launches it.
Straight up, no respect. Loving it. There we go. Knowing that there's no D.Va to stop it, why not?
I mean, you just played right into Kareev's hand. He struggled with the D.Va eating his grabs last time, then you decide not to run a D.Va. Hotba just takes himself out of Kareev's head. Now they've got an EMP left, but this is a blazing fast King's Row thus far.
Yeah, this is looking so good. Grab gets thrown in now as well. That's going to bring the Valiants in for a bear hug. But the trance is up. And once again, Hoppa with these EMPs.
Gotta come out.
There it is. Finally gets it. He manages to hack the entire team on the Valiant side. So this should be a one fight here for the charge. Not a whole lot that they can hope to do. Follow-up hack as well. Sick play. That's going to be Cookie. Silenced. And there's the cleanup. So it just does feel like they're taking a bit of time here. I'm kind of surprised to see him sticking on the Sombra even on this third point here.
Yeah, he was waiting for a lot of the abilities to come out and be used prior to EMPing, which is a completely valid strat. It's just a different way than some people do. Because the problem is, like, if you EMP while they all still have ults up, and then you start using ults to clean up that EMP, then you just put yourself behind economically.
Sure, I mean, it's a fair point. It's just going to be sticking to it, and now they're actually starting to press forward here, the Valiant. 3 minutes on the clock. Nearly at the third point. Everything seems to be going well for him here, but the rally gets used by Kiv. And Charge definitely looking to change that. Kareev, point blank with the grab. Nearly dies, but it's going to be the massive follow-up coming in here for the Valiant. 4 players dying for the charge in the blink of an eye.
This one's just about over. They're going to be able to push it to the end. Just a minor inconvenience, and Kiv on the cart for the moment. We'll push it in. That is signs of life from the Los Angeles Valiant. A desperately needed dominant offense on King's Row.
There we go. Finally showing us what they're capable of here, the Valiant. That was just an example of everything going right for him on the offense. Hotba not having the D-Matrix, as you pointed out, not having the D-Matrix to deal with the grabs. All of a sudden, Kareev gets to play his game. Hotba a little bit on the slow side with the EMPs as well. But we've got a replay to show you guys. This is at the bat cap. Sometimes you can win without even having to fire a single
little
bullet.
Off the cart. Look at the big brain on Space. That's a galaxy brain for you right there. Space just rides at home.
That is so sick.
Well, he'd been practicing for it in the first 300 meters of Street Space, where he was alone riding the cart. Space had a breakout year last year. I mean, a lot of people who followed Overwatch before the Overwatch League knew what a monster he was, but he only got eligible about halfway through the year. Came in, big splash. Space and Fate were a top 3 tank duo, no matter who you think of in the league, and trying to return to form. A very, very intelligent player. On the other side of things, I don't know why you don't run a D.Va. Maybe this is your set strat, but D.Va gave Kareev nothing but trouble. Now Kareev's stats, he gets 4 grab kills. He's got energy up all the time. He's just lobbing in grabs from the distance because there's really nothing to stop it.
Oh, he's completely outperforming Happy in all the statistics on the side of Zarya. So, and it's looking like they might want to stick with it. I don't know. We're going to see here. The Charge are on the offense now. Chara's probably just going to be up top looking for a pick. Can maybe catch out Izayaki if Izayaki gets greedy. We have seen it happen in the past.
Yeah. It costs you absolutely nothing, so you might as well go for the shot. Fun fact, before there were hero limits in Overwatch, we used to have the 6 Hanzo strat on King's opening, where all 6 Hanzo would fire scatter arrows at the point, and for some reason it always found supports. Always.
Think about it. That's so much damage.
That's some ancient history right there. But then everyone would just switch on a normal comp.
The fastest full clear so far on King's Row this season. There we go, the Valiant. Taking one win. Now it's about getting the job done here on the second half. If they can full hold, this would be big. Shu's going to find Fate to kick things off, but without Happy and his damage, life's going to get a little bit difficult here for the Charge. They need a quick follow-up here, and getting a kill on Kariv is massive.
That's a huge equalizer right there. The team without their Zarya loses their team fight most often, and now it's definitely an advantage for Charge as their reinforcements are going to come back quicker too. Valiant have no choice but to retreat.
Well then. Is this a hold my beer kind of situation here where they like Charge was like, okay, we saw how fast you were. Hold on. Let's go ahead and show you how it's done.
Let's just smash records back and forth here. But because the Valiant retreated, that the Charge are not going to be able to clear out as much space as the Valiant did on their offense. If you remember, the Valiant went all the way to the opposing spawn while they just had one person pushing back a cart. So they're not taking a forward position. They should at least be around this corner, but they are not yet. So the Valiant has a chance to fight at this choke point, which is very good defensively.
Yeah, this is as good as it gets on the defense. Early fight, get in there quick. Trance is used already, and we are going to have a couple of kills going the Charge way. They are just getting clobbered. One kill after another for the Charge. And unfortunately, Space even getting double teamed in the back.
That's pretty rough stuff right there. That was about as badly as you can lose a fight. Fortunately for them, they're going to have ultimates coming online soon, but we're in the ultimate phase of the game. They did make sure that Charge had to use Transcendence into that. Mm-hmm. So if they can get a Graviton up and they're tracking ults correctly, it should just straight up be a one fight.
Yes, because then Chara is going to be left wondering, but hey, you have to get the Grav off first, Hex.
That's true.
And Hotba is on the D.Va here. So we'll see if the D-Matrix is up, if they are going to be able to pull this off here. Kariv nearly got the Grav online. And at the choke, Charge wisely deciding to back off.
Yeah, there's no reason to fight into a rally. It's on the rallying team to push the position right there. We've seen a rally being used as the support initiation ultimate because of the speed it gives as well. So just leave, and now they're going to rally in themselves. This is what you do with a rally. You fight with it.
D-Matrix was used. Perfect timing there from Kariv. He manages to get it off. I think he nearly died there for a second as well, but he will be able to make it through. Self-destruct, no kills. And now a grab of their own completely whiffed by Happy. Brings in a couple at the end, but the trance is up, and so no kills on the follow-up there either. Chara's used the sound barrier as well.
Everyone smashed Q, and now he get ults online, and they're just hitting him as soon as they get him because this is a pivotal fight for the Charge as they need that checkpoint.
Oh, buddy, this is brutal. Kariv gets pinned. And now we are going to get the second point picked up here for the Charge. It's going to add additional time. They're up to 5 minutes now. They could go faster.
It's going to be close. I mean, it's going to be close. That's all I got to say. Like, I just can't believe the offense I'm seeing. It's like the Pro Bowl. No one's playing defense today.
Yeah, no, it's just all about smashing. Just get in there. Well, some payload progress made, but now they're going to go ahead and contest here. The Valiant definitely want to take a fight early. And we will have the rally initiate once again. Fate leading the Charge, has the bubble as well. Agilities can't overextend. He will play it safe. And just like that, a little bit of ground given. But again, Charge showing some great discipline. Backing off. Yeah. Sure, use your ults. It's fine.
Now, watch this. They're going to rally in themselves now because they have it. They're ready to go. They're going to be able to use it and have Worm. There it is. The rally use has been so different between both these teams.
What a big stun as well. Fate, that's a high priority target. Izayaki's out of it as well. And they're just going to get wiped. The Valiant one after another. They got ults. Doesn't matter. They're dead.
So the nice thing about rallying and fighting at the same time is that you're getting armor, and then it gets chunked down, and then it keeps giving you armor. It just keeps giving you armor. You're probably not going to have the maximum armor at the end, but it doesn't really matter that much.
It's just the mobility getting in there. And now they're just going to go for the choke point.
Yeah, they're just
and they chose the correct one as well. And they get the grab! What a play! Oh, the Charge! That could not have gone better! What beautiful work at the end. Taking the initiative, Charge, getting the job done. 3-3, timed up, and well, you know, that stat didn't last long, Hex. That was near perfection. We're taking a break, and we'll be back to see how it all plays out. we're getting straight into it. 30 seconds until they're through. Here's the replay of the game-winning play, or at least that half-winning play from the charge. Just everything thrown in, but it's really just the grab. You get the grab there. They're not going anywhere.
If you're running a Winston as well and you have Primal and Grab, call it pure lockout. You put one on each door and there's no way they're getting back in there because you just have the Primal Rage at one and the Graviton at the other. It's a pure win condition, but that's as good as it gets when you're not running both of them. That's how you take the wind out of the sails of the Valiant, as they had a blistering fast time and the charge said, we're going to live up to our namesake.
Yeah, we're going to do it a minute faster. Let's go, boys. Turns out the stat didn't last too long. Or at least we are going to see. Are the Valiant able to reproduce it? Get that performance going. Kareev playing the angles. Still waiting to farm up that energy. There we go. Up to 40. Could get more. And slowly but surely, it's going to be Happy.
Yeah, Happy's struggle a little bit in some of these engagements against Kareev specifically. Kareev's just getting the better of him. And I wonder if they're just going to give it up. They might give up and just do a chokehold here.
Yes.
Knowing that they can hold at the chokeway and that it's just going to be, a couple minutes on the clock. So playing the long game here.
I'm liking it. They're not getting any additional time on the Valiant side, so minute 45 on the clock. We'll see how far they can get this payload going, but if you can hold them at the choke point, you're looking good if you're the charge.
Yeah, you don't want to give them any extra energy. You don't want to give them any more ultimate charge, so we lost it. Let's not overcommit, and this is one thing that I think of Guangzhou get better at, managing retreats and disengages. They're going to be way more formidable than they currently are.
I agree. There is the individual talent on the team for sure. Papa comes to mind.
We've seen signs of it. Their disengagements off a rally, this map particularly, have been great.
Happy. Oh, Agility has nearly got the rally. We'll see if he decides to wait on it or if he's going to just go ahead and use it immediately. Looks like it's turning it into a flip as the charge once again decide to retreat. Playing it so safely here, the charge.
Yeah, they don't have anything online, so there's really nothing to be fighting for.
Well, there's the rally. Kareev just chunking him down. He's at full energy. He's going to be hitting like a truck. Straight in. There's the stun. Trance comes through, however, and they are just going to go barreling in one into the other. Rio takes fate for a ride, though. Straight into a wall, and now it's the Valiant that certainly have to back off in this situation. Definitely keep Kareev alive.
It's the counter rally that's been happening constantly. Agilities uses his rally. They try to fight. Guangzhou disengages, and then they counter rally with Kib and just get more out of it. That's happened 3 times in a row when these rallies have been up. Only 30 seconds remain, so it is make or break time. The Valiant have all 3 pieces of the giant combo, and there's no reason to save them. Grab, self-destruct, shatter.
They can catch them as they come around the corner as well with the grab. So I mean, this could get brutal. Trying to keep eyes on where Space is playing
Matrix
from right now.
Just used, so they're going to grab right after.
Yep, self-destruct in the front. Shatter goes down. No kills coming through. No, never mind. Happy! Wiping him out. Triple kill for him. And it's looking like the charge they will succeed in holding.
You know what's great about that triple is you can see the communications just in the kill feed because every single one of his targets had a Zenyatta assist on it. So that's just calling target like discorded beam, discorded beam, discorded beam.
Yeah, and when you're fully jacked up on energy,
you don't even need the Discord, really.
It's like, I'm going to melt
That
your
gives
face.
that a little bit of credit, but I mean, yeah, being that high on energy just deletes people.
Well, now, speaking of getting deleted, the Valiant's hopes might just be happening here because that was brutal.
It's rough stuff.
And now we have to see, are the charge going to be able to pick up that first point quickly and get that payload right around the bend?
But I have been so impressed of the charge not taking fights that have been lost. That was my biggest gripe with them. And you even saw signs of it early on Ilios, where they tried to sound barrier, and that was already lost fight, even though the barrier didn't go off. And I think it's one of the things that I've seen in their gameplay of like, just know, and you guys win fights pretty often when it's 6v6. Just stop trying to win 4v6. And I think they've really calmed down. I think they're settling in as a team, finding their identity. The disengages have been so perfect.
Yeah, they've been great. I mean, it's absolutely correct to point out the rally use as well on the Brigitte sides. It's picture-perfect stuff coming out from the charge so far. The Valiant right now on the back foot. And they have to hold here for, well, nearly just regulation time. 3 minutes, 44 seconds in the time bank for the charge. And we're about to get into it. Nobody going to be showing Zachara, unless it's going to be... I mean, we saw this happen with Kareev as well, where he shows himself and he just gets the bubble going. A little bit of bubble charge there.
Yeah, they're also just scouting with this too. You get the viewpoint and then the zoom in, so you can kind of see what the other team's running rather than running a Sombra out there and having her translocate back. So just free scouting.
Yeah, just good scouting as well. In the off chance that there is something crazy coming through, Bubble's already used. Happy, buzzing away. And it's just an air battle here between the two divas. Doing a good job of sticking together here so far, the charge, though. And Rio now just going to go ahead and push onto the point. He gets the bubble. He gets the shield. It's a matter of the counter pressure, but Kareev, long range, is going to find that kill. Rio not able to survive.
Yeah, they're leaving right now, and they have to. I mean, with 100 energy, you just really want to save that resource up for the next fight. It's fine. You lost your main tank there, but they did a good job of displacing and then focus firing down Rio. Got it a little too far forward, and that's all it takes in the Overwatch League.
Exactly. Focus fire is there. The comms are there on these teams. And, well, then you can also get the opening kill that could spell disaster here for the Valiant. And, yes, it certainly will. Without the healing, without the Discord, nothing's going to die. And we lose 3 for the Valiant in the blink of an eye. They are going to have to fall back here. Kareev is struggling.
That is super uncharacteristic. Izayaki has the lowest rate of first death in team fights in the entire league. Doesn't die first. Died first there. You see what happens after.
You see it's just instant. Charge just pounce. And now they still have quite a bit of time to work with here as far as the payload is concerned. So it's down ticking, but you can see orange marker there on the slider at the top. That's how far they have to go. And Happy already just, taking some shots, saying hello. Kareev has got the grab online. We're about to have Shatter. We're about to have the bomb go off here for Valiant. So, I mean, they're starting to get what's necessary to hold here close.
Pretty much everybody has everything. So this one's going to be all about execution. By the time the fight really matters, all the ults are going to be ready to go.
Oh, agility's so low. Happy playing it careful, though. Doesn't overextend. Stays alive. That is so important now that he's got the energy charged up. Shatter goes around. He dodges it. No problems there.
Yeah, they're going to save their fallen member to it. Shu continues to just delete the other supports.
Double rally, double grab. All the self-destructs. Let's go. Big party on the point. And they are going to go with the trance as well. So Valiant, however, managing to hold their own throughout all the chaos. They are going to succeed in pushing the charge back and finding a kill on Chara.
Yeah, in the midst of this hoedown, it appears that the Valiant are able to come out on top, and that's all ults from all sides, really. Only sound barriers remain. A self-destruct from Hoppa, but nothing to combo with. Maybe to create some space, you launch it through the archway just so you get your team in there.
I mean, Dubstep is dead, but like that would be the moment where I just imagine, drop the beat, because it's just like, nice, action, everything, And well, a lot of hype here because we got the sound barriers on both sides. Self-destruct over the top. We'll see if he gets anything out of it. Nope. No kills. Everybody able to dodge on the Valiant side. And we're in that standoff once again. 40 seconds on the clock here for the charge. One good team fight is all they need. They've nearly got this map on lock.
Ooh,
and space getting demeched is not going to help things here for the Valiant.
Terribly low and finds himself looking for a pack, and then it's just too late. And there
comes
a grab.
No Matrix to worry about. Grab in the corner hidden. Just brings them all in, and the charge will succeed. 2-0 lead now for the charge after the second map.
Happy looks happy as he should. This charge team looks like they've leveled up.
They are definitely monstrous at this point. And the Valiant, they've got their work cut out for them. Agility's not looking too happy over there. But we're going to see. Are they able to restore their confidence here after the break?
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.
indeed.
The Valiant are still looking for their first win of the 2019 season, and the Shock look determined to keep it, or the Charge look determined to keep it that way. They're up 2-0 over the LA Valiant at the half. Welcome back, everybody, to our halftime show. Malik here with Zoe and Bryn. Guys, a lot more of the Charge living up to their name. They like to press the W key quite a bit, don't they?
They really do. They really do. I've never seen anything quite like it. I got to be honest here, because they don't have. I don't think they have an S key on their keyboard. I think that's a simple.
Very aggressive.
They are overstaying their welcome in a way I've never experienced or witnessed, and I have no idea why Valiant is not trying to punish that a little bit harder. They just seemingly don't know how to disengage in a team fight.
All right, let's take a look at Elios, because there was a lot of good plays in that. We saw Shoot fragging it out on Zenyatta, and we saw Hotbot doing his best Pac-Man impression and just eating grabs left and right.
Yep, it was the Hotbot show, I think, for map 1, and honestly as well, map 2. This guy played incredibly well. He was a fantastic player as well when he was on Philadelphia Fusion, but he ate 3 Graviton Surges on this map. 3. That's like an instant win on a team fight. If you do that, that's like I don't know what the equivalent is with traditional sports. Someone's going to need to help me out a little bit later.
Interception.
All I'm saying is that's a big play, and he's doing it day after day after day. And honestly, winning his team this map, honestly, on his shoulders, I do want to say, it's not all him. As much as I've just claimed that exact statement, but, he has definitely helped towards them getting it. And then map 2, as we headed into it, he showed us a little bit of the Sombra.
Yeah. And one player which really stood out for me had to be Shu. Yeah, I know, it's getting rolled. I'm hyping up Shu, but I have to do it again. He was a huge part of their victory today as well. Like, he stacked up so well against Izayaki and outdone him so well. He had double the damage, half the death, and in average, he actually stood alive for 40 seconds more. And that is an awful lot if you're in need of a Zenyatta in your team fight.
Yeah, it's crazy. We talk about this pretty often, but it's actual madness how many good Zenyatta players we have in the league.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You can list off so many. I can think of so many off the top of my head. Like Izayaki, he's no slouch, but compared to Shu, it's in another case. But looking at Hopper again, this is the entire statistics for the map.
2 deaths.
This is 2 maps he's played, and he's got 2 deaths. 2 deaths.
2 deaths. That man is staying alive, for sure. 46 eliminations and then 3 ultimates negated, like we talked about before. Brandon, to answer your question, that's 3 interceptions in football
Thank you.
there.
Thank you.
A big
We love sports ball. We're
I
really
love the
into it.
American football.
I got you, guys. I got you. Now, real quick, what do the Valiant need to do to catch up in this match? It looks like they're getting completely outclassed so far in this game.
They need to punish them.
Yeah, punishing them is
aggression.
definitely one of the
Punish
keys
the
that they need to do. One thing I have spotted, though, Valiant, they are playing better than the other day.
Right.
Like, they seem to have at least got back onto their feet. They're not running quite just yet, but again, it comes down to, it feels like I say this all the time. It comes down to literally better old coordination with the triple tank, triple support. And that's what a lot of teams are struggling with these days. They're making these minor mistakes. They're not cleaning it up. But Valiant, if they get their heads into the game, they clean up their act a little bit when it comes forwards. Like you said, Zoe, punishing the Chargers' aggression a little bit more. That's going to be the real key for me, at least personally.
All right, well, the LA Valiant, they got a tall mountain to climb. Can the Charge close out? We'll find out in just a bit.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
here we are in a studio filled with Valiant fans, as well as some Soul fans, let's be fair.
Soul coming up next. They gave away a bunch of free swag, too. It's nice headbands and face masks. So...
Looks good. I mean, the fans, they need to be Valiant right now because the Valiant happen to be taking a beating, and let's see how many times we can put Valiant into one bit.
No, I'm good.
No.
I'm good.
I realized
you got
you
it.
said that.
I think we already reached peak Valiant right there.
Really
I mean, we could talk about how good the charge is. I think it's displaying itself on screen. Just kind of better rallies overall, I thought. And we talk about that they are aggressive, but they're being aggressive at the right times. And there was like, we're not going to fight into your rally. Yeah. Wait a second, we're going to fight in with our rally. And like they're just making better decisions overall. They just look like they're outclassing the Valiant, and the Valiant, and they're in danger. I've said it all day, but they're in danger of going 0-5.
Well, this is
is ridiculous.
This is the really nice thing about being up here sometimes is that we get to just turn around and I can just see the players.
Yeah.
I can just look up and see like what's their body language like, what's their temperament like, anybody laughing, crying, double face palming. Agilities was double face palming at the end of that. That's never a good sign.
Yeah,
when everybody walks off looking like wet noodles, also not a good sign. That's like Shanghai 2018.
Yeah, it's like that Charlie Brown walk and like the doo-doo-doo in the background. Like it starts raining on them, and then they just fall face first onto the stage. It's been rough, but hopefully they can pick it back up here. They didn't look too excited to be coming out on the second half, and we shall see if they can put together a fight, a map, and then try to build some momentum off any positives they get.
Charge on the defense, rather, as the home team. And Rio, once again, going for a roasting. This is what we saw. This is what we saw on Ilios to kick this series off. It was just Rio dominating at the beginning.
Yeah, Kareev got cut off, too. He's out there somewhere. Instead, he just takes the jump off the edge into space.
Wow, what a great body block. Where's he going to go now?
I mentioned it a little bit last map on King's Row, but Shu is just targeting supports. 4 of his 8 kills on either Lucio or Zenyatta, Izayaki and Kuki.
Yeah, he's just going for the squishies, go for the headshots. Easy stats. That's the name of the game here, Hex. But it's also, it's also convenient to get the kills on those guys. Getting into it though now, it's on the charge. They are holding close again. Rio just ferrying them along.
He's got Primal up already.
It's unreal. 2 fights, like 1.5 fight, and he's already got Primal. Do they think they're getting up these stairs?
He's really hoping they go outside. Oh, they're outside, and you can see the silhouette of Rio hoping that they try to pop up atop. He should just be outside that door. Come on.
Please. It's not going to happen. He's going to go for it. Maybe he's going to force them in. That would be bonus points.
Knock up the Rhines. Got him separated. Lucio's next. Lucio gets taken out as well. Brutal stuff.
Oh, so sick. So sick. Thought perhaps that he would just like bodily throw them out the airlock, right? Like you are going outside whether you like it or not. But
Kareev takes Shu with him, so this could be a small opening because you have to imagine. Yeah, Chara's already going back.
Yep.
Chara on the Lucio lift service, going back with one of the slowest heroes in the games, and Yada, no movement abilities, so a very small window. However, the setup time on Horizon can be a bit long.
Exactly.
So trying to really force this issue might put them in a bad spot, but the Valiant are going to roll up.
Excellent work. Shu's back in position. We're going to have the Lucio here as well. They have to give up the small room, but that's fair enough. You're now reunited, all 6 together.
It just shows you the impact one kill can have. You can get a free room for it, even though the kill came late. Nice Shatter's going to knock a couple down, but Transcendence comes in to save them.
Yeah, and then because of that, we're going to get the grab on the high ground, and they are cut off from their team. This is not looking good. Rio will go down. Space is in danger of getting Team X, but the great support from his teammates is going to keep him alive, and that is going to be a 1 fight for the Valiant. 1.5 minutes on the clock. Still a little bit of stagger there, a little bit of delay.
Yeah, it all comes back to that one kill in which Kareev killed Shu and himself in the same click, but because of the respawn differences, they're able to get that room which they'd struggled in. So Horizon's a lot like this, where sometimes you have to use ults just to get in position to fight, much like Hanamura can be sometimes. So they don't have to do it there. They're able to take the room for free, and now we're pretty even on ultimates.
Well, here we go, straight up on the balcony. Happy already at 100 charge. This guy is going to hurt so much. And he's looking for the grab opening, keeping tabs on where the Diva is. Space is just eyes locked on him, and there it is. Sees it as he goes flying by. There's the opening, but Trance is up. Still massive damage going down on Fate and Kareev. It's not enough for them to live through, and they will get overwhelmed. The Valiant sent packing.
Yeah, they had the good displacement there. On the other side of things, though, Kareev is going to get near Graviton shortly. They do have self-destruct to work with as well. The nice thing for the charge, though, in this instant is that both support ultimates should be up to defend against the combination. But Happy, I mean, he's been at 100%, and we talk about how much damage it does, but it's also great at cracking shields.
Yes.
He's putting so much pressure on the shield, so much consistent pressure there, that it makes the combo a lot easier to pull off, because sometimes you can just break Ryan's shield instead of trying to displace him.
I mean, I'm digging this so far. You know, right now, Charge is just kind of trying to bait them in. Yep, you guys have to make the move. You have to perhaps thread yourselves out a little bit too much. You're going to have to press us back, and we're going to keep bringing you in. Oh, goes for the hero shatter. It doesn't do it. But Shu will have the trance here to save his team. But now that that's used, Kareev can go for the grab. He's keeping tabs on Hotfa. Doesn't want it to get eaten again. And yep, we'll hide it behind the wall. Rio going to get the sound barrier there to support him. And there are bubbles. And the shield comes up in the nick of time. And now we're going to get the counter. Fate getting taken for a ride into the wall, but the trance is up from Izayaki, and he's going to keep his team up.
That's a really nice trance. They've lost their Lucio in it, but he should be able to get back to the fight, so this one is far from over. Hotpa taken out of mech as well after a stun. Transcendence comes in from the charge.
Oh man, so much damage. Yep, he gets melted immediately. Rio, not long for this world. And Kareev right now, so long as they can't kill Kareev, it looks like Kareev is on point finding these kills. Just pouring on the damage. He spots the squishies. He makes sure those guys can't come out of line of sight. And the grab hidden again. So good. Picking one up. Hotba this time had the self-destruct just for a fresh mech. He's not going to waste any time.
I mean, the charge have pulled this back, but now full fighting force, 6-on-6 each time. Oh, Shu's able to take down Fate.
Oh, we're going to get another one here as well. Looked like at least Cookie's at half. Space gets demeched. That's not going to help things here for the Valiant. Rally used by Agilities.
I mean, these rally timings have been questionable going all the way back to King's Row. And I just wonder how the communication goes there. Rallies, when it first came out as an ultimate, people were like, oh, let's just use this outside a fight. Let's just use it. Then they made a change recently where the armor only stays there for 30 seconds. But even before that, teams were using it during fights because it's got great utility. It starts healing up. It's like this combination of transcendence and speed boost at the same time. So using it late in a fight that's already lost, it's an issue.
Yeah, mobility is key. That's the thing. Getting through, but you're right, because you can already see that bonus armor just drifting away on those who survived. And now it is going to be, once again, right through. They have 2 ticks progress, though, so the Valiant just need a good opening here. They need a good kill. That grab, though, the shatter goes out, but they're not able to capitalize, and they will survive a little while longer here on the Charge's side.
It's a great barrier from Char to keep his team alive. The sound barrier gives them all those extra temporary shields. Now looking for kills to the point. Several members of the Valiant are dropping low.
They are. There's the sound barrier trying to keep him up. Hotba, bit too far out there. We'll see. The grab goes in. We should have trance with the shoot. Yep. Going to use it to keep him alive, and that's going to cost Agilities his life, but it's traded instantly. Izayaki taking Hotba out of it.
It just hasn't been clean enough. Fate is going very low as well, and now the force of the charge comes back in. Fate picked off late. Charge deflect yet another attack as we fall below 90 seconds remaining for the Valiant offense.
They're going to find space as well. There's no way the space gets out of this intact. Yep. No fresh mech for him. He gets sent packing. And this is it. Charge looking very good here on the second point. The Valiant had, what, like 5 minutes for the second point, and they have been bled dry here. They're down to a final minute here on the side of the Valiant. Space
has to go back and reset, so not going to be able to get a self-destruct anytime soon. And usually it's not an ultimate that charges in about a minute.
And once again, giving up the high ground, just backing off as a unit here. The Charge trying to bait the Valiant in. Happy's got that grab ready to go. Would love some more energy, and he's going to get it. Perfectly done. The trance is through. Got to use it now. The D-Matrix is it off cooldown. He's not sure. He's holding on to it for now. Just does not want to get overexposed here. Fate throws a Hail Mary shatter into the mix, but there it is. The grab gets thrown in. Going to bring them all together. Do they have a way to negate Fate's shield? It was looking like they were trying, but he is going to be able to keep his team up. They are backing off, though, giving ground here, the Valiant, trying to fight for the choke.
That rally was desperately needed. They need that rally to keep Kuki alive so he can get the sound barrier and they can have some sustain on this point. Space falls terribly low yet again.
Yep, demeched. And now it's basically a man advantage, although Chara getting caught out in the open certainly does not help things. That is not going to shape it up here for the Charge. They're going to drop low across the board now on the health pools. And there may be a chance here for the Valiant at the very bitter end. They may get the job done in overtime. Big shatter, though. This is it. Trance is just barely keeping him in this, but it's not going to be for long. Izayaki is dropping dangerously low. No way for him to get healed up either.
The rally came out. There's going to be a grab, too, if they need it defensively to come back into this. The shatter does find a couple, but a nice bubble is going to keep that tank alive on the ride. Grab just for good measure. Hotba on the Reaper. What can't he play?
It turns out the answer is he can play everything, Hex. And there it is. Round 1 complete and a successful hold for the Charge on the second point. The Valiant looking a little green around the gills.
If they just never had a clean enough fight, they would get 2 and the charge would get 1. They would get another 2 and the charge would get 1. And with the defender's advantage on assault, it's not enough. It's just not enough. You have to get the giant combos. You have to have target calling. You need to ace it. You got to be as clean as possible. And for the longest time, they had a huge percentage on that. I think their first assault, they ended up getting like 2 ticks onto it. So it's not like they had to go from 0 to 100. They could just never complete the last 33.
Very curious to see how this all pans out for the Valiant. It's not like they don't have players on the bench either right now, so if it's not working, we'll have to see if they're going to go for any fixes. But this is playoffs on the line for the Valiant, despite being 0-4 right now in the standings. If they were to win this, they would still have a chance, but if they lose this, they're toast.
Look, you have to think there's only 28 matches the entire season this year. Yeah. We're not playing 40, so every match has that much more weight on it. Yeah, you want to figure it out early enough, but you mentioned players on the bench. There might be players on other rosters you start looking at. This is a team that has made it clear that they are willing to make changes in the middle of a season to move people. I mean, we saw Envy earlier today in Toronto, former Valiant. So it might be time to start thinking that way if this series goes the way that it looks like it's going.
It's likely at this point. The Charge do not look like they are going to be dissuaded. And they are on the edge now. 1 successful offensive play, 2 points for the Charge, and they're going to pick up this series 3-0. We'll be on the Sombra to kick things off. We've seen this before in terms of scouting. Look at how fast, how fleet of foot Sombra is.
That's like 2 superpowers, super speed and invisibility. And teleportation. Sombra's a superhero.
Dude, exactly. There you go. Eat your heart out. No. There it is. Hotba and Rio moving forward now. And it's Fate. He's looking for the cleave, but Rio at this point was already, just hacking him. Now Fate right on the edge. Not really given the appropriate target. He's kind of just playing around carefully, and as soon as he moves, boom, Charge, they pounce straight into the position they were looking for.
Yeah, we talk so much about Shu. He demonstrated great Ana play in the first series of the year that we were able to cast him. Also showing off his Zen. He's leading his team in final blows.
Well, these guys showing an admirable level of survivability. Oh my God, Shu again, the headshot on Izayaki. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. If Rio survives this, and he looks like he will, although we lose Shu, Kariv able to find a kill there. Space going to get D-Mech though, and that is big. Happy needs to survive this, and he will not. Gets deleted by Agilities.
It's still close though. I mean, you are going to have a offensive advantage trying to push here.
What?
Both Zens trying to get back in the mix.
How does Hoppa survive that? That is some crazy flying. Magic, literally. All right, 4 alive on the point. First tick picked up here for the Charge. Looking for a second as well. The Valiant would love to deny them that, but it's looking like they will succeed. 2 ticks for the Charge. And now are they going to get a third?
Now they're at full force, too, and they've gotten their heroes back, so it's 6v6 out of the point.
And this is it. They're deciding now it's the time to go here on the Valiant side, but Agilities, he's used that rally once again to engage. Kip doesn't have his up, and so they don't have to worry about the trade. Rio, though, will get topped up again. Shu sees the opening for the trance, decides to use it. And there's the grab going down. It's going to bring the Charge all together, and the Valiant finally working together as a unit.
Able to pull that one back, and that is the first time you've seen the avalanche of white in the kill feed there. It has not happened yet this series. It's exactly what they needed, and now a nice little stagger. Probably going to get flail shotted. And luckily for you, who notoriously hates diva voice lines, no one can hear you scream in space.
There you go. Alien references all day, please, and thank you.
Happy's going to grab for the next fight, which is very good. Kib will have the rally that's been actually winning the Charge fights a great deal of time, but the Valiant economy is in very good shape. They only had to use a couple in the last fight, and they've got plenty to work with.
Right around, looking to catch the Charge off guard here, but Rio's in position with the shield up. Playing the games, Fate gonna whiff that shatter. And now it's a matter of surviving here. Happy trying to get his energy up, and he will do so. Gonna start melting these shields. Sound barrier thrown in on both sides. And now it's time for the grab and the big boom. No kills, instead it's just Happy getting it done the hard way.
They were all so low, I don't even know if Rio needed to even attempt that shatter. If he just swung the hammer, he would have killed too. Everyone mopped up, and now a little shy of 5 minutes to get to 94.4%.
Certainly looking like it already, making progress. And then on the high ground, now you got to deal with Happy. Happy's just chilling out up here. He gets a rain in, death and destruction. He's just going to go charging right into the thick of it.
They fall into the back corner, and Happy is not going to take that long range. He's just going to take them down. Fate goes there. Space goes out. They need a miracle.
They need a big play here on the Valiant side.
They force this Transcendence, too. And Happy's going to have Grav.
Yeah, this is big. Grav is nearly here. Kareem is going to get blasted point blank. No hesitation either. Pulls him off of the point, but the contest is still possible. Space is there. We lose Cookie, but they are starting to stabilize just a little bit here on the Valiant side.
Rally comes in from Agilities, but he gets knocked down. Kib's going to have his own rally following this, and it's desperation. Space trying to do something.
Oh, what a stun as well. Let's keep him off the point, and just like that, the charge will succeed. 3-0 over the Valiant.
The Valiant fall to 0-5, something I never imagined I'd be saying to begin this Overwatch 2019 season.
What, not a word being said? No, okay. We do have a little bit of talk there from Kareem, but it seems so quiet. It seems so despondent on the side of the Valiant right now. We're going to be taking a break, and then we're going to come back for map 4 because the beatings never stop.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
From the break, everybody. The Charge, they have found success today. Hex, they are going home with a 3-0 victory over the Valiant. Yeah. The Valiant's still struggling to find a solution.
They are definitely riding the struggle bus right now, but the Charge, I mean, one of their losses is to the brink against Vancouver. Like, let's not overlook this team. And their first loss, actually, against Chengdu, also went to 5. Very close, and they played the Chengdu style. Like, they held their own with that kind of odd composition, too. So they're a team to be reckoned with. The 3-0 here tells the story pretty much. It hasn't looked extraordinarily close in a lot of these situations, and we'll see. I want to see something, some signs of life out of Valiant. The body language has not been great. No. The play has not been great, but can you salvage a map? Can you salvage something? Because now it's not about winning the series. You know you're not winning the series, but you have to find something in you to turn around. You have to hate losing so much that you dig deep and you pull out a map win just to get it going.
Yeah, exactly. It's possible. I mean, everything is possible here, and we'll see if the Valiant are capable. As Fate leads the charge, they're not even going to change the rosters, Hex. It's just straight into it. 3-3. Big beef, goats, triple. 3 tanks, 3 supports.
Goats.
Big guy with the hammer.
Go all tanks and supports.
Guy on roller skates. Energized roller skates. I thought those things were like not cool anymore in like the 90s, dude. Like,
what, roller skates? I really wish they were, because I find them an extremely effective mode of transportation. But
yeah, except that you have to bring a pair of shoes with you afterwards.
Yeah, I know.
Unless you're just going to keep them on all day.
Anyway, fight starts in as they jump down. Main tank gets very low as roller skating man did push him out of position. However, Guangzhou going to retreat here. Again, I've been so impressed with them. It seems like it's been a focal point of their coaching to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. They give up ground when they have to, and that was an issue I had with some of their earlier play, but so far it's been good today.
Fate doing a fantastic job working his way up to the Shatter at least. He's nearly got that online, whereas Rio having to play a bit more defensive, having to give ground, isn't quite able to swing that hammer as often.
All right, you've given enough ground now. Now Charge has to fight as they've just walked towards the checkpoint.
Well, there's a great shatter right into the back line. Shu already had the trance out, though, so nobody's going to die by the looks of it here for the charge. And now it's going to be the trade. Happy goes for the grab. No follow-up on the charge's side because they get grabbed as well.
Yeah, no follow-up on either side.
Yeah, it's just the trade back and forth now. But the charge need to stay here. It's so close to the first point, this payload. If they back off for an instant, it's over.
A bit later rally from Kib, which makes them last a little bit longer. I don't think it's going to be quite negligible here. Rio gets very low. Healed right back up, though. Charge is playing this very patiently.
Oh, they're looking good, Hex. This is it, right into the thick of things. Sound barrier's thrown in. Happy fully charged. He's just buzzing away.
He's fully charged, and he's still got personal barrier left if he ever gets caught out in a rough spot.
Yeah, Hoppa just with the random self-destruct. And they are just kind of dancing. Choke point now. Ult v ult. Who's keeping track of what? Sound barrier is non-existent for both sides. We will have the grab thrown in. Do we get the self-destruct combo over the top? We do, and there is a big kill.
That's the biggest of kills because Happy had Graviton of his own that they could have used to answer that one right back. Does not end up coming through. He did not have his personal barrier up to save him that time. And even though Shu gets agilities, this one should finally go the way of the Valiant as all the fighting took place right at the checkpoint.
Right at the checkpoint. It's bonkers. 3:45 on the clock now for the Valiant. They're trying to go ahead and see if they can find any staggers. Yeah. I mean, Happy's been sent packing once again.
The positive there is that all the fighting took place at the checkpoint because of how Valiant rolled out on first. Because they took the house away, you can't hold that corner. When you hold that corner and the opposing team has a Zarya up top, she's just going to blast you all day. We saw Ivy do it earlier and just sit up there uncontested the entire time. So it forces the team to back up. There's not a whole lot of other good places to back up until you get to that checkpoint choke.
Well, double rally going through here. No hesitation on either side for the Brigidas. They're going to just lead their team into the fight. Happy still with the grab, and there it is. Decides to use it now. Are they going to get a follow-up, though? Fate going for a shatter just to make sure that they've got no answer. Kuki goes down, but there was an opportunity, perhaps a window there for the charge to fall. Instead, it's going to be the charge with the edge. Fully charged Happy. Now it's going to be the grab of their own. Happy just full chaos. You can't see a damn thing in there. And he's not going to see anything from 6 feet under either.
Cleaned up, sent back to spawn as they just swing right through there. Nice kills on key targets early on. Now the team kill comes in. We do have Chara and Shu with defensive ultimates up, support ultimates. Not really going to be a big thing to worry about, though, as I don't think the Valiant are going to try to super press the issue. The only thing that they have got going for them is maybe an Earth Shatter self-destruct. Self-destruct's just going to come in to open it up.
Yeah, self-destruct. Canceled out by the sound barrier and a good shield, and Kuki's going to pay with his life. Kib picks him out with the crowd control. Delayed rally on the part of Happy. Or not Happy, Kib. But,
yep. Shatter comes in over the side, and it's every time that they hear a rally, they just wait a little bit, then rally themselves. It's been going on all day. It's a small value that they get out of it. But I just think if you're Valiant, if you're going to rally, go. Just it's time to go fight. That's what the rally's supposed to do. And
you're right.
They refuse to do it. They rally and just continue playing how they were playing before the rally.
Well, that's something that we saw a lot on London, though, right? At King's Row, where it's just like the charge will back off if you go for the rally. Like, you want to go? Yeah, sure, we're going to let you go. Self-destruct over the top, no kills. Rio, however, Just getting it done on Fate the hard way. Izayaki hanging on by a thread, hoping that Space stays alive to watch his back because the sound barrier's been used now, and they are looking to take this fight. Happy, once again, out of the fight here for the charge. And Trant's going to get used here as well.
Yeah.
This is big. Karif has still got his grab online.
This one's probably going to end poorly. They use it right into the wall to segregate the tank play. No kills there. Trying to get the Shatter knocked up, but the Shatter does finally fall onto the ground. They got to get to the cart and touch it. They have to contest this.
Yeah, they're looking like, I mean, Hoppa doing the best he can there, but it's not going to be for long.
It's time to leave now.
And this is going to be it. 90 seconds added to the clock. We're up to 2.5 minutes here for the Valiants to push for a third point. The charge, at this point, just backing off, trying to keep it alive. Happy, whatever energy he's got now, he's trying to hold on to that, and it's looking like it will work out for him.
I think Happy's playing like this team's up 3-0. He has the most deaths in the server right now. He's playing a little too aggressive, and he's getting punished for it. But I mean, that's just human nature. It's 3-0. Yeah, you've won it. Like, you're just playing a little bit looser, I guess would be a nice way to say it.
Exactly it. It's exactly. We see it from New York Excel all the time. I mean, that is the thing. Going into the last map now, the charge. Well, they're starting to go for the flashy plays. Happy does find yet another grab, and it is going to be a big one. 2 kills, looking like a third as well. Agility's out. And the charge just going up on cleanup here. So, charge now. I mean, they have to hold for 90 seconds, and that is entirely possible in the third point.
Yeah, third point is brutal. I look at the long walk, and I think that the Charger is going to try to play as far forward as possible, perhaps even going so much as to hold the stairs. The issue with that is the team can go this direction, which they're going right now. That does set up for environmental kills, but it's a lot of interesting dynamics at play there. Into the drink, into the explosion, and the charge hold right outside the enemy's gates.
It's like, you decide.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, because you're holding the stairway, right? So you can't just go down the main street. Then you can go to this side over here, but you're opening yourself up to environmentals. Mm-hmm. And then you send in the self-destruct to that side, too. Is where do you go?
To force them, exactly.
It's rock and a hard place.
And that just bought 40 seconds or so here for the defense on the charge. We're down to 50 seconds on the clock for the Valiant. Rallies again.
Shu gets another opening kill on a support. It has been monstrous performance all day, killing these supports and killing them first.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Shu has looked so good so far. 4 final blows to his name right now, and all of them have been money. Rio just going for the dance now. 30 seconds on the clock for the Valiant. Valiant still hoping, still battling in. There's the grab, goes through. Rio thinking about it, just going to swing his hammer. He doesn't care. And now we're going to get the counter grab through. Rio, however, should have perhaps kept the shield up. Space going to get deleted by Hoppa. And Kib as well. So actually some progress should be made here by the Valiant.
Should get it up the ramp at least, but this is still a push. We're going to be in overtime. One more defensive fight will serve the end of the offensive push here. Can't get off the cart. And the longer overtime goes on, the quicker it burns.
Exactly. Going in, going in. And they are somewhat split up here, Charge, but this should be fine. They're going to get to exactly rally up behind that Ryan Shield. Doing their thing, sticking together. And now, well, Valiant, you can't afford to make a single mistake. You have to go for the win. Has to be brutal. There's the boost. Getting in. Rio looking for the shatter. Just chucks it out there. Connects with one. Agilities dies at the hands of the charge, and it is going to be a follow-up as well. With the boom.
Into the back line. Meanwhile, Shu kills another support. And this one is all over for the Valiant offense.
Yeah, falling out. So, right before, though, despite it all, they do manage to get it nearly to the third point. So, solid work there on the Valiant side.
It's a pretty good push. A very even map with 21 kills to 20 in favor of the Valiant.
Yeah, Charge, I mean, you can see the difference right now in temperament on both sides. Charge, they know they've done their work today. They're feeling good. Things are working out.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing what Shu's doing to these opposing supports. As I mentioned, Izayaki came into the game as the lowest first death in team fights of all Zenyatas in the league. Doesn't die first. Great positioning. And somehow Shu has found him several times to open up fights, which just doesn't happen.
He's got, what, 13% more weapon accuracy as well than his counterpart Izayaki on the other side.
And Izayaki's a really, really good Zen.
So, I mean, right now, he is definitely doing work. He's just getting the Discord value, 4,000 nearly additional damage getting thrown in there compared to the 2.5 for Izayaki. Like, right now, Shu is looking really good. It's a tough call, man. Shu or Hoppa? Shu or Hoppa?
Well, you know,
I mean,
they're both very good. It's been a tale of two halves, really.
Yeah, first half, it was the Hoppa show, for sure.
What? we're not going to go to a second half of Rialto. Either the Charge will push it further, or they won't. But this map 4 ends on this side. Of course, already up 3-0 at the Charge. The Valiant trying to play for pride.
Damage boosted Widow at the beginning, please. Just do it.
Just why not? I mean,
Why not?
It's Happy. He might get you 3.
Oh, guys.
Just let Happy play it a little bit. Just a little bit. It would make me happy.
A little Widow?
Yes.
Oh, that's a
Yes!
good target. There it is.
Another first death for Izayaki. Again, it just does not happen.
Oh, that's as good as it gets.
Oh, Happy.
Yeah, you see, now Happy's got to be feeling it, right? He's just like,
Dude, I'm
great.
feeling it.
I'll go and play Zarya.
I've been hyping him up since preseason day 0, so I'm happy. Ah, it's so good.
Sick.
All right, but the Zarya is where the meta forces Happy to play, which is just fine, but a great opening kill there. Despite all that, the Valiant are able to hold this first corner so far because of the Charge taking the ground line rather than going through the house.
Yes, we'll have nice air control there actually. Managing to deny Fate getting in too deep. That's so far the Charge, they are looking pretty good. Space on that high ground. Happy doing a good job of getting that energy up. Definitely looking for the punish here. He is just going to be wrecking. He needs to survive though, and his bubble just not on cooldown.
He gets back to his healers though. Done a great job of managing the health pools of their tanks and, more importantly, their support brethren. Now they will rotate through the house. You're going to have Happy with high charge on the high ground here, as long as they can deny the D.Va scoop, which is one of the best ways to get people off the high ground.
Exactly right. And it's possible. Space is thinking about it. We are going to have the leap up as well from Fate. And the trance used by Shu. He's just feeling like he's got to get in here and keep his team alive.
Yeah, he got really low. They're trying to chase some people in the back line, but it ends up being Jara, who's not able to rotate quickly enough with his team, goes down first.
Yeah, a small room with a primal Winston. That is not a fun place. And Fate even finding that kill. So Rio. And this is Charge just sent back home. 2 minutes on the clock, despite the strong start. They got a little bit of work ahead of them here, but Shu's already up to 35% on the trance, and now we're gonna get all the ults online here for the Charge.
Yeah, they've got everything they want to work with here, except that they don't have Transcendence.
Yeah.
And obviously the Valiant know that. They just saw it used in the corner, so a Graviton should be a free win here with no Transcendence. You can Sound Barrier, but Transcendence is usually better.
Yeah, exactly. Instant, just mad heals. We use Kib. I mean, I was wondering if Kib was going to hold on to it as well. Or you just kill Kariv. You know, that's fine. Just kill Kariv as well. That helps.
Yeah, that means no threat of Graviton.
Let's spend 30 seconds talking about the threat of Grav, and then, you know, the guy who's responsible for it just dies.
Happy went down, so that's a reset on his energy. A small loss there. Also means that Chara has to go and pick him up from spawn. He says, I got you, Zarya. Speed boost. Right back to the point.
Bringing him back. Not going to miss out on an instant of the action. Valiant need to now have the same performance here as the Charge. And, well, I mean, we're down to a minute on the clock here for the Charge. It's on the Valiant. They've got the ults. Both teams rocking 5 out of 6.
Well, but now Transcendence is available to counter the grab, which it wasn't available last week.
Yeah. You're trying to bait it out. Happy just goes running in. He's like, let's go, boys. Are we going to get the combos? Shatters are through. Just now it's the ult fiesta. And who's going to come out on top? It is Space. Quad for him.
Yeah, I believe I heard that shield crack right before the self-destruct came down. It's one way to do it, just pumping as much damage as humanly possible into it. In the very early days of Overwatch, that was comboed with a Deadeye. The Deadeye would set it up, and you just sit really far back, then everyone just fires as much as they can into the shields. Get yourself a nice 6K. Well, there's the music. That means that Guangzhou Charge are on their last leg to try to 4-0 the series. Valiant trying to take some sort of small victory out of this one.
They're going to get it.
They've not been swept yet this year.
No, they're able to hold on. But it is going to be sound barriers on both sides. Shatter thrown in by Fate. He's dropping dangerously low. Agilities, because of that, is going to get focused himself. And now, Charge need to keep a presence on the payload. But nobody gave up any kills yet on the Valiant side. That's solid. Contest at the last moment. Now it's going to be Happy to kick things off with a kill on Agilities. We're going to get a DMAC on Space, and they're going to fall apart at the very end. The Valiant unable to hold, and that's 2.5 more minutes of pain and suffering that they must endure.
Goki does put Shu into the drink, but not really going to matter as the respawn point changes anyway. And he's already got Chara waiting there, back there for him. Gonna get everybody into the fray. I mean, if you're Valiant, you lose this map. Do you just dissolve as a franchise? Just pack it up? Be like, I don't know what else to do? My goodness, how demoralizing that would be.
It would be painful, especially considering their performance last year. I mean, a solid competitive team.
Oh, they were great last year.
Now we're going to go into the thick of things here. This is just all-out bloody warfare, and Valiant right now are wondering, well, why couldn't we do that last team fight?
Yeah, that one just gets sent right back into the water yet again. Omnix and water do not mix. Well, that's not true. I mean, there's like pool cleaning robots.
I mean, the cost of... Yeah, there are pool cleaning. I mean, the cost of oil, right? The joints getting all rusted up.
That's true.
Got to buff the rust out. It's just maintenance hex.
Next push coming in as we are below 90 seconds. Ultimates online. Important ultimates for the charge online, of course. Graviton. Self-destruct. Earthshatter.
It's the big three. The 1, 2, 3, get out.
I like this positioning here. Just trying to take the high ground by being on the high ground. Hoppa is on cart pushing duty, but they're just going to face it up here. Rather than trying to shoot up at the Zarya, it doesn't really work. And just by their mere presence, it forces them kind of halfway down the stairs.
Over the top they go. Straight up. Knocking them off the high ground. I like it. Self-destruct over the top. The shatter was blocked, and they did manage to hide. But they've used the trance early, and now Happy's just going to take advantage of that. Grav goes through, and there's nothing here to mitigate Valiant. Despite the rally, it's not going to be good enough. 2 big kills coming through. Fate and Izayaki out of it. Agility is so low. Everybody is low on the side of the Valiant.
Yeah, going to get fully cleaned up here. Checkpoint will be reached as Shu continues to add to his impressive stat lines. All that damage he did will put his Transcendence back on the ready. They've also got Rally. Rally's been so good for them. I'd like to get with our stats team after this and see how many team fights did they win off of rallies, because it feels like every time Kib hits Q, they're winning that fight.
Is today just the day of Zenyatta's? I mean, it's really starting to feel like it.
Well, I mean, every day is a Zenyatta day if you ask Doa. Graviton comes in. Transcendence saves his whole team.
They're moving their way through. Kariv will start it off, though. Chara, once again, the one to get caught out of position. He will get punished, and Kariv beamed up. You can see just how quickly he melts him.
Valiant in a great position now. They force him all the way back to spawn.
He's got a really, I mean, does he have like really high mouse sensitivity?
I don't know, but please switch.
Yeah, we don't need to see that.
We need to put up a warning for the viewers at home for that. Probably just caused a medical issue somewhere.
I thought that was every ult as well.
Yeah,
you know, every team fight.
The disco ultimates.
Yes. Boom! Nope. No kills. In fact, it's going to be 2 kills for the Valiant.
Yeah, need to get back to spawn. Lucio trying to get there. Jet Set Radio Future helps him back. Those are the skills you need. Guangzhou charge with one last attempt to finish out Rialto here, and they got to push it a long way.
Yeah, they're going to have to play it perfect. Just like the Valiant in overtime. They made some decent progress. Didn't pick up the 3rd point, but still. Going to have to be the same, and well, they've got to make the same terrible decision here. The charge, are they going to be able to get their way through? Thread this needle, it's looking not like it. Happy knocked off the side by Kuki, and that's exactly what you try to avoid here.
I would have just launched in the Graviton because I'm a bot, but Happy a little bit smarter to save it for the next fight.
I thought you were going to go with I'm a boss, but I was like, yeah, fair enough. That could work. Going to be the grabs, though, over the top. Chara, once again, the one to go boom. Shatters all over the place, and it's just, let's just take the ult fight out here.
We've got the back cap going on, though. It's Hotpa. Hotpa's been all the way in the back. He's touching the cart. I mean, they have to know it now, right? The map hasn't ended, so they're going to go clean him up. Chara's coming in on the hamster, trying to dissuade them from doing so, but they will clean up the back cap. That was a big ask for Hotpa. Wasn't going to happen.
That was a bit rough, and it will be the Valiant at the end, saving their honor. They'll pick up 1 map win. But the Guangzhou charge, they will be the ones to pick up the series.
I mean, they have not been swept yet. That's all you can really say about the Valiant, but we've said enough about the Valiant. Let's talk about the charge, really putting their stamp on this one. I thought the gameplay issues they had earlier in the year that may have cost them a couple things were shored up a little bit here, but let's think about it. They went to 5 against Chengdu in a crazy match. Their first game on stage, right? They lost that one. That's 1 loss. They lost to the Titans in stage 3 on a map 5 against the Titans, and it took a miracle self-destruct for the Titans to pull it off. in a time where 7 matches, you have to start looking at losses to gauge a team. Those are quality losses, and these are quality wins. So the Charge have put a pretty good debut for their inaugural stage.
Yeah, they're a threat to the top. They're firmly in the middle, like high middle of the pack. But guys, we're going to go ahead, hand it over for an interview now down on the floor.
Thank you very much, casters. What is up, everybody? Give it up for Happy and Guangzhou Charge Blizzard Arena. Congratulations. Now, with today's win, you guys are up 3-2, and your path to playoffs seems very, very likely. But you do have 2 more difficult matches, LA Gladiators and the Vancouver Titans. How confident are you that you guys can make it into the stage playoffs? 자, 이제 남은 경기 오늘의 승리로 3승 2패입니다. 이제